back to my channel. It's Mariah, your Dairy State Vegan, and today I'm gonna show you a vegan fast food dupe on Crunchwrap Supremes. So I'm using the Light Life crumbles, and then I picked up the Taco Bell taco seasoning because we're trying to dupe the Crunchwrap, so we have to be authentic, right? So you can skip the crumbles if you want and use quinoa or lentils, but for today's meal, I decided the crumbles would be delicious. So I'm just gonna warm them in a pan with a little olive oil and chop them up into more like ground beef type size. And then we're gonna add our taco seasoning and a little bit of water and just cook it till it's warmed. Because this isn't meat, it doesn't need to cook till it's fully cooked through. We just need it to be warm. So this is about what it's gonna look like when it's all done. And then easy peasy, we're gonna start assembling. So you're gonna need burrito shells, tostada shells. I'm using the Follow Your Heart Fiesta shreds, Tofutti vegan sour cream, the Siete cashew queso, some pico de gallo, shredded lettuce, taco sauce, vegetarian refried beans, and jalapeno slices. And of course our taco meat. So before I start assembling, because tortillas tend to tear kind of easily, I'm gonna warm my tortillas real quickly over the flame. This is gonna make them a little more flexible and less likely to rip while I'm folding after assembly. So just put it over a burner and leave it for maybe 5 seconds on each side and you should be all good. And then we're gonna start to assemble. So start with a base of your refried beans. You don't need to heat these up because they're gonna heat up when you cook your Crunchwrap anyways. So I just put them in a round on the center. You wanna leave a decent perimeter because remember you're gonna have to fold this up into a Crunchwrap later on. So don't take your beans all the way to the edges or this is not gonna work for you. Let me show you. It's gonna look like this. Trust me, it would be plenty filling. There's lots of stuff that goes in here. Then after your beans, you're gonna add a layer of your meat. Like I said, if you don't like using vegan meat substitutes, that's totally fine. You can use lentils, you can make quinoa, taco meat, all kinds of options. Just for the purposes of tonight's meal, I used crumbles. Then I'm gonna put a little of the Siete queso on here. They have 2 different flavors actually. They have nacho cheese and then they have spicy queso blanco. This is a queso blanco and it's really good. But if you don't like a little spice, their nacho cheese flavor is also really, really good. Or you can make your own vegan queso with carrots and potatoes, which I've done before. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see a video on that. All right, so after we have meat, beans, and queso, we're gonna add our crunchy part of our Crunchwrap and top that with the sour cream. I put the sour cream on this inside layer because when I heat it up, I don't want it to be completely hot. That would just be gross. And then taco sauce. You can use any taco sauce you like. I found this one at our local cooperative and it's really good. And then of course shredded lettuce, because shredded lettuce for some reason just tastes better. Pico de gallo. Now if you want to make these healthier, you can use like spinach or spring mix or whatever. But clearly tonight's goal wasn't to be healthy, it was to do a fast food dupe for y'all. So I put jalapeno slices on this one. My husband really likes them, so I added them to his. And then we're gonna put a little bit of these vegan gourmet shreds on the top so that they'll melt when we grill it. Follow Your Heart shredded cheeses are really, really good. So if you've been leery about vegan cheeses, I definitely recommend starting with either Follow Your Heart or So Delicious also has really good shredded cheeses. I'm just heating up my pan and getting it prepared so that once I fold this Crunchwrap and put it on the pan, it'll get a good golden brown exterior. So then, little pro tip from me, I take one tortilla and I just tear off pieces and I lay it over the top of my Crunchwrap. This is so that there's no exposed anything falling out of the Crunchwrap. If you filled your Crunchwrap less full, you wouldn't need to do this, but I like them to be one Crunchwrap is a whole meal. So I just fold it up like that, and then I plop it on my pan with olive oil and let it just get nice and brown on both sides. That's enough to warm up the cheese and melt it and warm up the beans, but leave everything else in the center nice and cold. So here you'll see we're just gonna flip it. This was really hard to do one-handed. I really need to figure out some way to take these aerial views for you guys. But see how we've got that nice golden brown on the outside? Once it's done on both sides, this is what it's gonna look like. It was so good. I served it up with extra pico and vegan sour cream. I hope you guys enjoy it and make this. Don't forget, if you like this video, to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.